On this episode of It Takes a Village, we're going to learn all about the village marshal's office. Alright, you can uncuff me now.
Nah, I don't think so. My name is Eric Leet. I'm currently the village marshal. We have a department here of myself and 7 other part-time deputies. I started out of college with the city of Port Washington back in 1994. While at Port Washington, I rose through the ranks of first sergeant and lieutenant. Started here in Fredonia in 2006 in a part-time position, eventually accepting the position of village marshal.
Tell us a little bit about that title, village marshal. We always hear about police departments everywhere. Why does the village of Fredonia have a marshal as opposed to a police department, and what's the difference?
I get that question a lot, and I wish I had an answer. The mystery of why we transitioned from a police department, which we used to be at one point in time. We have department memorabilia here indicating that Fredonia was classified as a police department at one point. In actuality, it's more title than anything else. The state of Wisconsin statutes don't really have a police department per se. We are a law enforcement agency. We serve in that role. We have the same rights, duties, and responsibilities as a police department. The only difference I've been able to find in statutes so far is apparently I have some expanded authority to confiscate livestock, which I have avoided having to do. Because we are a part-time agency, I don't want our operations to be too predictable. So we try to adjust them to some extent. As far as the calls we take the same calls for service that every police department does. We handle traffic offenses, accidents, welfare checks, domestic violence situations. Because we are a part-time agency, something that requires extensive follow-up, we sometimes have to look to the sheriff's department to do the detective work. We have a very close relationship with the Ozaukee County Sheriff's Department, and that has served us well.
Why is it still important to have a local police presence like the marshal's office, even when the sheriff's department exists?
Yep. The sheriff's department is an absolutely wonderful agency, but their concerns are the entire county. They're handling the matters for the entire county, and that's where their primary focus lies. By having an individual agency like this, even in a part-time role, it gives you a greater sense of local control over some of your law enforcement priorities. For example, ordinance violations. Those are something that the Sheriff's Department just simply doesn't have the time to do because they are concentrating on the entire county. Our village currently has 2 fully marked squads. They're fully outfitted to the same standards that any law enforcement agency would have, including computer-aided dispatch terminals, tools for traffic control, vehicle entry in the case of lockouts, carry a handgun like any other police department would, taser. We have body cameras. I believe we were actually one of the first agencies in the county to adopt those.
We recently passed the 1-year anniversary of the Fox Glen incident, and I know for me, I reflect a lot about how much our local community and law enforcement agencies cooperated during that incident. So can you just walk us through what departments were able to show up and how was the marshal's office involved in that incident?
Just about everyone showed up. The advantage of a county like ours is that we do have such a close working relationship between every law enforcement agency in the county. We assisted in a situation like that because of its sheer scale. The Sheriff's Department is the primary on that, so we assisted them as needed, including blocking off roads and pretty much anything else they needed. There were literally so many agencies there, even from some of our surrounding counties. And with a county like ours, that's pretty much what it needs. And I would like to say how impressed I was how the village of Fredonia came together during the course of that incident. Law enforcement in Ozaukee County, we do the same thing. We come together as a village and we solve the problem.
What are other ways that the marshal's office is involved with the other departments of the village?
Quite extensively. I work with the village hall to a great deal of extent. If there's anything that involves traffic patterns, stuff like that, we usually will provide opinions as to any traffic safety issues that would be related to that. We have done traffic surveys for the village. I communicate on a more than weekly basis with our Director of Public Works about such things as traffic signage, speed signage, safety concerns. Usually, any community events go through our office to see if there are any concerns or assistance we can provide in that regard. It is a close working relationship. One of the strengths of Fredonia, and I think one of the strengths of our village here, is we are such a tight knit community. We in law enforcement, be it us or the sheriff's department, we can't be here all the time. We can't be here around the clock. And even if we are here, we might be on another call. We really rely on the village to be our eyes and ears. As far as I'm concerned, there is no call that is too small. I would much rather come out and check something out and find that the suspicions did not lead to anything criminal or severe. I would much rather do that than not get the call and have something unfortunate happen. So I would ask and continue to ask that just be our eyes and ears and continue to support us.